Good Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this hump day with a message from my book, Word That Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you've been part of my conversation with parenting expert Joyce Brewer, discussing how Band-Aid brand is helping you guys build your own first aid kit just in time for back to school. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In international news, U.S. House Speaker Pelosi arrives in Taiwan, defying Beijing. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi arrived in Taiwan late Tuesday, becoming the highest-ranking American official in 25 years to visit the self-ruled island claimed by China, which quickly announced that it would conduct military maneuvers in retaliation for her presence. Pelosi arrived aboard a U.S. Air Force passenger jet and was greeted on the tarmac at Taipei's International Airport by Taiwan's foreign minister and other Taiwanese and American officials. She posed for photos before a motorcade whisked her unseen into the parking garage of a hotel. Her visit has ratcheted up tension between China and the United States because China claims Taiwan as part of its territory, and it views visits by foreign government officials as recognition of the island's sovereignty. The Biden administration and Pelosi said the United States remains committed to its One China policy, which recognizes Beijing, but also informal relations and defense ties with Taipei. The speaker framed the trip as part of a broader mission at a time when the world faces a choice between autocracy and democracy. Her visit comes after she led a congressional delegation to the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv in the spring, and it serves as a capstone to her many years of promoting democracy abroad. "We must stand by Taiwan," she said in an opinion piece published by the Washington Post on her arrival in Taiwan. She cited the commitment that the U.S. made to the democratic Taiwan under 1979 law. "It is essential that America and our allies make clear that we never give in to autocrats," she wrote. Taiwan and China split during a civil war in 1949, but China claims the island as its own territory and has not ruled out using military force to take it. In national news, after the rain comes the heat in flooded Kentucky towns. The rain that unleashed massive floods in Appalachian mountain communities was diminishing on Tuesday, leaving survivors to face a new threat, baking in the heat as they try to recover. The death toll stood at 37 on Tuesday after more bodies were found Monday in the ruined landscape, and while more than 1,300 people have been rescued, crews are still trying to reach some people who remain cut off by floods or mudslides. Hundreds were unaccounted for, a number that should drop as cell phone service is restored and people can tell each other that they're still alive, the governor said on Tuesday. "It is absolutely devastating out there," said the governor. "It's going to take years to rebuild. People left with absolutely nothing. Homes that we don't know where they are, just entirely gone, and we continue to find bodies of our brothers and sisters that we have lost." The National Weather Service warned that slow-moving showers and thunderstorms could provoke more flash flooding. That includes for communities just across the state line in Virginia and West Virginia, where some people also remain without power. Cooling stations are being set up in buildings that were spared the floods as more than 9,600 customers remain without electricity in eastern Kentucky as of Tuesday. In more national news, boy wounded in parade attack moves to rehab-focused hospital. An 8-year-old boy whose spine was severed in the shooting at a parade on July 4th has moved to a rehabilitation-focused hospital after spending nearly a month in a Chicago pediatric intensive care unit. Cooper Roberts' family said the boy was moved Sunday to the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab from the University of Chicago's Comer Children's Hospital. The family's statement released on Monday said Cooper's medical team will focus on physical and occupational therapy along with other rehabilitation and mental health services. Cooper was among the 48 people wounded when a gunman opened fire on the Highland Park Independence Day parade. His twin brother Luke was hit by shrapnel, and his mother was wounded in the leg. In entertainment news, Stephen King testifies for government in book's murder trial. Best-selling author Stephen King gingerly stepped up to the witness stand Tuesday in a federal antitrust trial. Tracing his own history, he laid out a portrait of publishing industry that has become increasingly concentrated over the years while richly rewarding his creative endeavors. "My name is Stephen King. I'm a freelance writer," King said as he began his testimony as a witness for the U.S. Justice Department. The government is bidding to convince a federal judge that the proposed merger of Penguin Random House and rival Simon & Schuster, two of the world's biggest publishers, would thwart competition and damage the careers of some of the most popular authors. And finally, in business news, stocks slip on Wall Street after another meandering day. U.S. stocks dipped Tuesday following another day of meandering trading as Wall Street debates whether the market's strong recent run is the start of a turnaround or just a temporary blip. The S&P 500 fell 27 points or 0.7% to 4,091 after drifting between a loss of 0.9% and a gain of 0.5% through the day. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. Your Creator saw fit to bless you with life. Show your appreciation by living it. Now go have an amazing Wednesday. We have part of my conversation coming up with parenting expert Joyce Brewer in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Parenting expert Joyce Brewer joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about how parents can help their kids with back to school and build their own first aid kit thanks to Band-Aid brand. Here's a bit of our conversation. What can our parents do, Joyce, to get prepared for it?
Well, every parent I know is stressing out about back to school. In my group text with all of my mom friends, we're talking about what we're shopping for and the essentials that we're getting. But every back to school season, I make sure that our first aid kit is fully supplied for our son and his friends, and it always includes Band-Aid brand products. We grew up with them in our medicine cabinets, and now we're, putting them in our first aid kits for our kids. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. It has quality bandages for all your bumps, wounds, and scrapes that our kids are inevitably going to get.
Yeah, Joyce, you mentioned making sure it's stocked. For a lot of people, though, unfortunately, they don't even have a first aid kit. So where do we start when it comes to building our personalized first aid kit?
Well, you can keep it really super simple, Cyrus, by starting by buying Johnson & Johnson consumer health products to fill up that first aid kit and make sure it's well stocked. If you go to Target, as long as you buy 3 qualifying Johnson & Johnson consumer health products, you'll get a free design first aid bag from Band-Aid brand. What I like is that they're stylish, they're functional, they come with purchase, and you can put all of your essentials in there together.
Love that. So you mentioned, of course, it may take a trip to the store. What are some unique products that we want to make sure that we have in there to make sure that they're handy, Joyce?
Let's say your kids are on the swim team, or like my son, he swam every day this summer at summer camp, or let's just say they just like water play. That's when you're going to rely on the Band-Aid brand Water Block Flex bandages. They're 100% waterproof, so they're designed to stay on even when they're wet. They have an ultra-flexible 4-seal adhesive that's going to keep the pad dry, and it's also going to block out water, dirt, and germs.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. But we'll have you guys on tomorrow's more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today, and let's go make it a great one.